to kill me, I guess I'm doing okay. I'm lost among the millions, just an empty head filled with the sky. I separated my life between the boring and exciting parts.
It's me again. Well, I think I have finished my touring conversion for the KLR 650. I don't ride off-road. I don't have any desire to do single track or deep mud or anything like that. Maybe dirt roads or something if I'm out somewhere and I'm with a group and we're going. I just don't ride off-road very much. I don't get to go camping or anything, so I don't need all the knobby tires and stuff. So I like to ride on the road. I enjoy riding on the road, so I've tweaked the bike for that purpose. So we'll start at the front and go around to the back. I got the Eagle Mike fork brace. That I wanted to do that because I haven't had a problem with the tank slapping or the death wobble, whatever you want to call it. But I don't want that to happen if I can avoid it, so the brace will help that. Eventually, I'll move the fender down, but the bike runs just fine with the fender up. Some people say they don't like it. I've never had any problem on the highway with the fender where it is. So fender up, fender down, it doesn't make any difference to me. But the fork brace, keeping the forks more stable was very important. So that's done. I got highway pegs. I actually found some that kind of work. They're stable enough. I can put weight on them. They don't rotate around. Yes, they're chrome. I do need to paint them, but I wanted to get them on the bike and make sure they worked. So that's done. I did get some new tires. They're not mounted yet. I got the Shinko 705s for this first time around because I could afford the Shinko 705s. I would like to get some 9010s or maybe even straight touring tires. Straight roads, just all road tires, but those are a little bit more expensive. So I'm not doing that right now. I adjusted the rear suspension. I tightened it up. I increased the preload from 2 to 3, and then I changed the rebound 1/4 of a turn towards the hard side, and it totally changed the bike. I felt like I had bought a new bike. It was so different and so much more stable on the road. I feel like I'm really connected to the asphalt now through the bike with that two little adjustments, and it made such a difference. Not for touring reasons, but I do have the T-Rex center stand on there. I prefer a center stand on a motorcycle. I just always have. Of course, I have the big luggage. I have the Apache, Harbor Freight Apache 4800s on the side. Yes, they're two different models, the gray and black handles, but that's no big deal. And what I believe is the original 5800 on the back. The 5800s now have the same capacity as the 4800. It's just configured a little bit differently with wheels and a handle for carry-on luggage. Now, this had wheels and a handle. You can see the notches for the wheels, which I removed when I mounted it. But this thing is huge. This thing is a lot bigger than the 4800s. I think it's the original 5800. If it's a different model, I'm not aware of what it is. And it's secured on there really well at 4 points. If you watch any of my other videos, it comes off real quick. It goes on real quick. These take a little bit longer to come on and off. I've used the stock pannier bars with 3 U-bolt connections, and it's stable. You can, I don't know if you can see it in the video, but you can shake the bike. I could take the bike off the center stand just by yanking on a side case if I wanted to. So it's stable. You hit anything hard enough, it'll break and come off, but this stable. And on the passenger side, well, the right side, sorry, I went ahead and put some extra heat shielding on the back just so I don't melt the case. The 3800 I used to have on here had a little melted spot. Sorry about the lens flare here from this bar getting hot. So I've done a little bit to help with that, and I haven't had any problem with it. course, I haven't been on the road, 5-6 hours at a time yet. Tool tube, which I'm not real happy with. I may change it and make a PVC tube out of, just make one that's a little bit smaller that bolts directly to the case. And hi, buddy. And just use that and paint it the green. I got that one from Amazon. It works. It just doesn't mount very well, and it's really kind of big behind that case. You'll notice I put some lights on the back, and if you'll give me just a minute, I'll be right back. I got the phone on a stand, and we'll turn the keys on, and see, we light up. I'm hoping it lights up on the other side. I can't actually see it from here, but you see the lights and the tail lights. So I have extra lighting on the back. I put a flasher bulb in the brake light, in the stock brake light. Got the flasher bulb from Walmart. Comes in a 2-pack, so I just carry an extra one in the bag. So I've got some extra lighting in the back to help me be a little bit more visible. Of course, I have all my reflectors, reds and yellows. I put this little white one here in, and I don't know if it works, but as an attempt to make the brake light reflect to maybe give me just a little bit more visibility. Don't know if it works. And of course, I got Hatchet Man in the back because, well, Insane Clown Posse. Can't get any better than that. And the way I mounted these extra lights up underneath and through into the case, I have mounted them with a removable plug on each side. So if I have to pull the case, unbolt the case, unbolt the plug, and then I don't have to cut anything or rip anything out when I pull the cases off. So it's a little more convenient. And if I want to take the cases off and run without them for some reason, then I just unplug them, and this will sit here and it won't hurt anything. These are outdoor, waterproof plugs or rubber sealed plugs. So make it a little more convenient to pull the side cases off. Okay, so that's done. I have a mount for one of my GoPros. It did go down and point forward, but this has changed it. I have not yet tried it with this here, so I don't know if I'm going to kick it. I may have to move the mount up or something. I run a GoPro on the helmet all the time. So I have my Blue Sky C camera. I don't actually remember the model number anymore. If you watch one of my previous videos, it'll tell you the model number. It's front camera and rear camera. So I got the front camera mounted behind the windscreen, and the rear camera you may have seen early just now up under the tail. So it records front and back all the time. I don't use it as a rear view camera, so I'm not watching this. It does have a GPS unit, so it doesn't record your location, your coordinates, but it records your speed. So, and good or bad, it records your speed. So if you're in a wreck and you show the video, it's going to show how fast you were going. But if you weren't going too fast, that will benefit you. Now, I accidentally mounted the rear camera up front and the front camera in the back. So when I look at the videos, I have to do it differently. This, however, will drain your battery if you hook it straight to power. I didn't, for my own reasons, I didn't want it on switched power. I want to be able to have this thing running even if I turn the bike off. So if I get pulled over or if I go down or something, the bike shuts down, the camera keeps recording, unless of course it's damaged. So I had it run straight to power, and it would drain the bike. After just 2 or 3 days sitting, the bike wouldn't start. And that's with all the impact detection and parking sensors and everything turned off, it still did that. So I ran an interrupt on the power source to this 3-panel switch that I've put in, and when I turn the switch on, the camera comes on all the time, and it will start recording automatically. And I turn it off, so I can turn it on and leave it on if I need to. I have, not for touring purposes, just for fun purposes. You can't see them up under here. I have put some rock lights, some Jeep rock lights, and I've got them set on white, and I've got one on each side, and it looks purple in the video, but it's white. So riding at night, I can light up my engine. That's just for fun. Doesn't do anything. They don't flash, and I don't have them red or blue or anything, so I shouldn't be getting in trouble. This third switch is something that, again, not for the Touring conversion, but it's something I wanted to do. Is my wife is disabled, so if I'm not home and she has a fall or she has a problem, she call me. I got to come home. I don't have emergency flashers on the KLR; they don't come stock. But with a one little interrupt wire run into the power to the blinker system, will run blinkers. And so that's very important to me. And the KLR blinker system is set up such that it doesn't burn out the blinker system when you use it. I've talked to some people online. One person used it for 7 hours straight one day and caused no problems on the bike. I've heard that some motorcycles can't do that. If you do that, it'll burn the blinker unit out. I don't know that, but that's what I've been told. But it does not do it on the KLR. Again, not required for touring, but that's just for my own safety. So the touring conversions are real basic. It's just luggage, tires, and the suspension, the rear suspension and the front forks. That's really about it. I like the stock seat. I'm comfortable in the stock seat. When I'm on this motorcycle, I'm 6'1". So when I'm on this motorcycle, my head is up at the level of quite a few of the pickups around here. My head is up higher than it is in my car. And it's about as high as it is when I'm in my Jeep. Of course, I got my geek stickers and stuff, and this one I've got to replace. I'm going to make it a little smaller. My Spectre sticker from 007. I am going to rebadge it. I've made a badge. If I think about it, I'll put a picture in the video to show you. It says KLR 650T for touring, and I'll put it on here. It'll be black letters with green numbers, and I'll remove this badge and put mine on here. I think that's really about it. I did the green painting, so the green highlights I did. I'm not a professional painter, so they're scuffed and scratched and coming off. This was green when I bought it, although it matched perfectly. I do have an alarm on the bike. It's a inexpensive alarm. Let me get it's off Amazon. The rock lights have a remote, by the way. Not that it matters, but most of them do, so I have that. I still have 2 lights left over. I don't have anywhere to put them on the bike where they won't get me in trouble with the law, and I really don't want to get pulled over. But this will set, and it's loud. This is just, let me see if I can get it to, that's just the warning beep. That's not the alarm. The alarm is really loud. I'm not even going to set the alarm off. It's quite a little cheap one from Amazon. You put it in, you mount it wherever you want. I mounted it back there because it's out of the way. Just so that if I'm at work or something at the comic book shop, so I can park out front and hear people, and I can hear somebody messes with it. Now, in the cooler weather, I raise the windscreen up to its upper position and put on the hand guards to help block some wind. When it warms up, and this is San Antonio, so probably tomorrow, I will put this back down on its lower position, which is about here, so that I get more airflow on me to keep me cool. I'll raise it up to reduce the airflow, and I'll pull these off so that I keep airflow through my hands and my gloves. We don't really get super cold down here. I have some mitts that cover the handlebar and something else to show you. Handlebar and brakes, but they're not real good, and really not get cold enough down here. Now that I've got a good pair of warm motorcycle gloves, I really don't need anything over my hands, so I may just take these off and leave them off. I did get a Throttle Tiger. I need to practice with it a little bit more, but my first initial impression is it's not that great. It's not horrible. It does work. It is safe. It doesn't jam up the throttle where you can't slow down. But the problem is, to make it tight enough to hold the throttle open, it's almost too tight to move it to set it. And so it has to be super tight to keep the throttle going. And if you adjust it where you can adjust it easily, then it doesn't hold the throttle. So I'm probably going to swap out to the Atlas. The Atlas is $150, so it's going to have to wait. Throttle Tiger is not that expensive. It does work, and I may just get better at it just by using it and practicing. So I've heard some people say, it's not safe, it caused me to wreck my bike. Well, they probably mounted it upside down with this adjuster knob underneath, and if you put that underneath, you can't apply the brakes. It catches your brake pedal. That will cause you to wreck. But as is this way, I don't feel it's unsafe. I have used it. I have ridden with it. I just don't like it. It's not great. It's so-so. It works, but if I was going to set it and ride for 30 minutes, it probably wouldn't work because it doesn't hold very long. And yes, I need to adjust my throttle. It's loose. I had to pull the switch housing off the other day, and I didn't get it adjusted right when I put it on. So got my tank bag for stuff. I have, this is called a Chubby Buttons 2. Just look it up, Chubby Buttons. You'll find it online. This connects with your phone and allows you to start and stop your music, to activate voice dialing, or answer and hang up a phone call, all from the great big buttons while you're riding, and that's very convenient. You don't have to mess with anything. You don't have to dig your phone out, and you don't have to hurt yourself or kill somebody else. It's just big buttons. You skip. It's just typical controls, volume, skip, play, pause, long touch to dial your phone, to voice dial, activate voice dialing, and this to answer phone calls and to disconnect the phone call. Works very well. It's battery powered. It's water resistant to the point where if it rains, it's not going to get hurt. You don't want to submerge it, but it's not bad for riding. I just leave it on the bike and carry a spare battery in my bag. I think that's about it for the bike. I'd show you the wiring under the seat for the flashers and the rock lights and the camera, but I don't want to give you nightmares because I'm not a wiring guy, so it's a nightmare. It's horrible. If I ever have to take the fairings off, it's going to be fun because the wires for the rock lights run up and through, and the plugs are back here. So I have to unplug them and then thread them back out to pull the fairings off. But it's fun. I love my ride. I love my bike. It's just about perfect for me, especially now that I've made it, quote, my own. As soon as I get the tires mounted, I got to save up a little bit because it's $200 or $300 to get the tires mounted. I would be riding, but when I was putting the fork brace on the other day, I got real up and close with the front tire, and the wear pattern is all out of whack. There's a lot of dry cracks, and I guess it's just age, just from mileage. I don't know that it's too safe to ride on a regular basis. I got 6,100 miles. I believe that's what it is. 60, yeah, all right, at 6,100 miles on the stock tires from the factory. And for the most part, that's unheard of. But I don't ride off-road, so I don't push them hard. There's still a lot of things I want to do, but they weren't required for touring. The luggage, the suspension, and the flashers were really what was required for making it a touring bike, a road bike, well, and the highway bars. But I want to get the crash bars, the actual crash bars to go on. I do want to lower the fender. I want to get a headlight grill, a headlight cover. Just, little things. I may get some amber lights, some small amber lights, and put them here and augment the blinkers. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. That may be too much draw on the blinker system. It needs a bath, but other than that, it's all in good shape. I really like my KLR. I did have it named the Hoopy Frood, which if you get that, you're cool. But I didn't like the name. It didn't fit the bike. It's not. So I think I'm going to rename the bike. And I think I'm going to rename the bike Peppy, my little mule. And if you know who Peppy the little mule is, you'll get a laugh out of that. So have fun. Enjoy yourselves. Neighbor's honking at me because he's driving up and saying hi. Have fun. Enjoy life. Buy the bike. Ride the bike. Just ride the bike smart. Be careful. Don't do too much stupid on your bike. Because stupid on your bike means stupid on your body. But have fun. Do the thing. Whatever the thing is. In my case, it's the bike. And when I get the tires on it, I'll be riding the bike. I want to change exhaust. Like I said, there's a lot of little things I want to do over time. But the conversion was the main thing. So that if I ever do get a chance to get out and go for a couple hours on the road, it's set up for it. I can throw stuff in the back, get on it, and I feel comfortable. I feel stable, and that's about it. Like I said, I'm not a professional rider. I've been licensed for over 30 years. This is my fourth bike, but this is the first one I really have had the ability to make my own, make the changes that I want to make, and just have fun with it. The other bikes I bought, they were always old and rattle traps and beat down and broke down, and eventually they either just broke down to where I couldn't fix them, or they just I couldn't ride. Well, matter of fact, all three of them broke down where I couldn't fix them. I'm not in that position anymore, so I have a bike. I'm still making payments on it, but I love this bike. If you don't have a KLR 650, get one. I think it'd be a good first bike for somebody if they're big enough to handle the size and the weight. I'm 6'1" and way too many pounds, so moving the bike around is not too hard for me. I have forgotten to kickstand once and very gently set it down on the ground. But that's the only problem. That's the only ding I've ever had, and it was on a different case, and all it did was scratch the case. I haven't had any problems. I ride careful. I don't try to lane split. Not on a bike this wide. This bike is way too wide, way too big to lane split. And it's not legal in Texas right now anyway, so it doesn't matter. But have fun. Buy your bike. Doesn't matter what your bike is. Buy the bike you want to buy, and make it your own and have fun. That's what I'm doing. I've got me in my KLR 650T touring bike, and it's a lot of fun. When I get the tires changed, I'll be riding it just about every day. If it's not raining, I'll be riding. Plus, I get 48 miles a gallon when I do it, which is more than twice what the car gets, and a lot more than twice what the Jeep gets. So either way, I say either way a lot, don't I? That's the KLR 650T, and I'm going to have some fun in a couple of weeks when I get the tires changed out. And so if you see me on the road, honk at me, wave at me, don't run me over. And even if I deserve it, don't run me over. Just send me an email or something. Bye.